Hello and welcome to Orbit International Youth Talk Show. Now this talk show is a youth space and forum where young people get to share their challenges, hopes, aspirations and dreams. Now today we have a very special guest. Her name is Kuda Mapeture and she was Miss Deaf Zimbabwe at a pageant that was held in South Africa. She is also a school teacher at Deaf Zimbabwe Trust. And not only that, but she contested for Miss Deaf Zimbabwe at Czech Republic. Now welcome today, Kuda. How are you?
I'm fine.
Very good. Now tell me a little bit about yourself, Kuda.
My name is Kuda Mapeture. I live in Norton.
Yes.
I am deaf. And I teach children. I also aspire to do a big business later on.
Ah, very interesting. Now, I want to understand, why did you choose and why was it important for you to contest for Miss Deaf Zimbabwe?
I choose to contest as Miss Deaf Zimbabwe. I wanted the deaf youths to stand for themselves. And I want the youth as well to be aware that the deaf youth can make it, they can understand, and they can see me as their role model. And I want to be an example of the youths, and that's important to me.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now, I understand that you did ECD. In college, you trained for a course in ECD. Why did you choose that specific course?
I chose to learn this course because I wanted the deaf children to learn and to teach many people in Zimbabwe sign language. Because we see many children, they don't have sign language teachers, but it's important if these kids learn how to communicate and they learn sign language, learning different subjects in their language.
Okay, all right. Now,
and the teachers, you see, the last time I checked, only a 3-year-old kid, it was difficult to communicate without sign language.
I hear that. I think you're definitely right, because we get a lot of challenges where young people or young children that are actually deaf don't get that chance to get to be taught. So you are actually, you have a really good motive and you have a great passion. So thank you very much for doing that. Now, I also want to understand, what are the challenges as a young woman and you're deaf and you're trying to represent such a large number of other young women and other young people? What challenges did you face, or do you still face in the process?
I've seen many deaf people facing different problems at Emerald Hill School. Many of them didn't have all subjects at all level because a few teachers know sign language there. So when I went off from Emerald Hill, I missed the school. But I tried to support them by going to college. And as well, when I was seeing the other youths sitting at home, that was difficult for me. So I think, these people, they are important. Why can't I help them? Why can't I go to college? Why can't I go to university and support them in a special way?
Okay.
So until now, I'm still willing to help the kids at Emerald Hill.
All right. So when was that moment? Have you always had a passion to be in the modeling industry? Or when was that moment where you thought, maybe I can actually become a young model that is a role model for other young women, other young deaf women out there?
To be an example as a role model, I want to support the deaf by showing them that you can do it. And that we can develop as deaf people. So that's why I also went train the workshops. Not only doing the modeling, but different things standing for the deaf people. And probably doing other business so that I can help them as we grow, going on and on.
Wow, that's brilliant. I also want to understand what the journey was like for you until you became Miss Deaf Zimbabwe. I want to hear the challenges and, you know, the victories that you had to go through.
At first, people wanted to help the deaf. And the same way I was helped, that's the same way that I want to help these people as well. And as well to teach them the same thing that I've learned. The first problem that I met is that I didn't have a supporter.
Okay.
The first problem that I met, but I met a brother
Okay.
who wanted to help me. But I met a brother. And as well, when I was at Deaf Trust Zimbabwe, there was a donor who helped me as well. And until now, I've been helped by people.
Okay.
After all, we contested for the Miss Deaf Trust Zimbabwe.
Okay, now let's go back to 2013 when you were in Czech Republic. How was that for you, meeting different people with different cultures? How were you able to communicate with the other Miss Deafs all around the world?
When I went to Czech Republic, I met different deaf people from different countries, and the sign language is different. But as we communicate as deaf people, we try to understand each other. When you meet the other deaf people, they will be happy, asking you which country you come from. And it was quite an exciting experience. As we asking each other, showing each other photos from where we come from, different things. The other were half deaf, but we were all happy and having an exciting moment there.
Okay, that's very good. I also understand when you interviewed for a certain newspaper, you were saying that you came together with other deaf young ladies in South Africa and you sat down and you asked yourself, how better can we empower young women and young people out there who are also in the deaf community? How was that experience for you? And did you actually manage to come up with, you know, certain solutions that are practical and that can actually help in the communities?
Previously, it was quite difficult as I was thinking and planning in my mind, how can I help these people? How can I help all these Zimbabweans? But I knew that I have to try. Or first, I will visit the justice, ask some ways and some help from them, invite the deaf youth, teach them so that they can learn. And I want all Zimbabweans, everything to change in the deaf community.
Yeah.
Because you see many deaf people, they are shy, they don't want to show themselves. But I want to try to push them so that they can be courageous. By so doing, the workshops, teaching them, showing an example, in modeling, teaching them even sign language, because not all of them know sign language.
Okay, well, what I want to understand is, in terms of the workshops that you have been doing, I understand you've also been doing workshops to teach young people, to teach them how to interpret in sign language. How has that experience been for you, and how many children and how many schools have you been able to reach out to?
Previously, I learned different workshops, HIV. I went to Deaf Trust Zimbabwe to teach these children.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so currently there are 10 children who are learning at Talkshow Zimbabwe,
Okay.
whom she is responsible for teaching.
Well, we'll definitely come and see one of these days what you'll be doing and how to interpret, because I definitely need to learn to interpret. So thank you. Okay, so after the short break, we're going to have a mentor and a friend of Kuda Kwacha who's going to be coming through and telling us about Kuda's journey and experience as she grew up and became Miss Deaf Zimbabwe. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we had, and we still have, Kuda Mapeture, who is Miss Deaf Zimbabwe. And right about now, we have a very special guest who has been Kuda's mentor and friend. Welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Maslin Chamaisa.
Okay.
I'm Kuda's friend.
Okay. Now tell me something, Maslin. How long have you known Kuda for?
It's about a year now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends with Kuda. She's my teacher. She teaches me sign language.
Okay.
So I get interested to know her more.
She should also be my teacher because I need to learn sign language.
No, she's really a good teacher.
Okay. So how did you guys get to meet?
At school,
Okay.
Deaf Zimbabwe Trust. She's the one who teaches sign language.
Okay. All right. So how has it been for Kuda, the journey until she became Miss Deaf Zimbabwe? I'm sure you were with her in the process, supporting her. I can see that you're quite a supportive friend. So how has it been for Kuda? Has it been challenging for her? What are the things that you went through?
Yeah, there are so many challenges for Kuda to be Miss Deaf Zimbabwe because of the financial problems with the deaf people.
Yes.
She went out to look for the donors, but thank God for the Deaf Zimbabwe Trust people.
Okay.
They really helped her, and other relatives also. They helped Kuda to go to South Africa to represent all the deaf in Zimbabwe.
All right. So what's a normal day for Kuda? Like, what does she do on a normal day besides coming to amazing talk shows like this one, of course?
Okay, Kuda wants something very nice. She goes to the boutiques. She buys expensive things.
Okay.
She doesn't go for cheap things.
Ah, wow, nice.
Yes.
And I can see her smiling. Okay, so she likes shopping a lot.
Yes.
So what has she been doing in terms of charity? Since she's Miss Deaf, I know that she's supposed to go out there and empower other young women and children. What has she been doing?
And now she's in a processing of having another school for the children
Wow,
who are
okay.
deaf. They're in Norton, but because of the financial problem, I think if we get some donors, she's going to be a very, very good teacher for them. She doesn't want the deaf to be abused.
Okay. And are you also working with deaf children at the moment?
I'm willing to help Kuda as an interpreter to help to support the deaf community.
Okay. Now, you being sometimes around the deaf community, how are they treated by other people? Are they treated the same? Are they given the same equal opportunities? What really happens?
They are not treated the same because of the communication gap. You take the deaf people like they don't know anything, but they are very clever. If you go to some colleges, they don't offer the same courses as hearing people because of the communication.
Okay.
So they are not treated the same.
Okay.
That's why we are there to support the deaf children to be the same like the hearing people.
Okay. And what do you think should be done in terms of empowering young people? If you met a possible person a possible sponsor who could help you and Kuda in the process of creating the school that you would want for deaf children, what would it be that you would say what could be done in terms of empowering the deaf young people?
There are so many things to be done, but in nutshell, I think the first thing to do is to look for a place. Then it will be registered under the organization which is Kuda is going to arrange.
Yeah.
So that all the donors will be looking to those children so that they'll be empowered.
Yes.
Especially the girl child. The girl child, and they are not even given the right.
Yes.
I think it's very important to give the girl child her importance, especially in this world. I think if the ministry accommodates Kuda to give registration, all the things done in her name, I think she'll be she'll do something big.
That's great. That's really great. So have her teachers and everyone around her, have they been supportive, or have there been some glitches along the way?
They support him, although the main problem with the deaf is the money.
Okay.
They don't have financially
Yeah.
stable. So that's the real problem. To do anything, they will be stuck.
Yeah.
So if they are willing to help you, she can open up documents, and you see that she's very clever to take the deaf world up there.
Okay. And were people surprised? I can see this is a very pretty award.
Yes.
Did people actually have faith in Kuda?
Yes.
And they actually believed that she could get this award? Or a lot of people were surprised that she was actually the first princess?
Yes.
They did believe in her.
They did believe in her, and she doesn't want to take this award for her own. She wants other young deaf children to be models as well.
That's amazing. Actually, it has given me some idea that maybe she should, start her own, modeling agency for deaf young children, young girls,
She's willing to do that as well.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here as Kuda's mentor and friend, of course. And after the break, we are going to see Kuda actually training me how to walk as a model. See you after the break.
You are my African girl. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh. Tanker. You are my African girl.
Bottle, my African queen, dirty bottle.
Diwe mufanani, we munu waningati umutimbai. Anechire mera. You far from better, girl. I wanna look in your eyes when I wake up. Sugar got nothing for you, cause Diwe Zuba Yanga. It's you, the one I want. You're the queen, I'm the king. That's how we gonna be if you're willing. Diwe chidoche moyo, Diwe mudiwa we moyo. Ooh. You are my typical African girl. Ooh, my girly typical African girl. You are nani, naona titiendera, muviri wako, naona titipingira.
Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we had Marceline, who is also Kuda's mentor and friend, coming in and telling us Kuda's journey as she became Miss Deaf Zimbabwe and her daily activities, actually. Welcome back, Kuda. So, I need to know, what does it take for someone like me to become a model? What do I need to do? How I need to walk, how I need to dress, that sort of stuff.
First, it's important to learn the workshops on modeling. Then you ask the same teacher. He will show you the papers and explain all the clothing styles. probably to have that book, how we should walk or should step, and it become easy to understand.
I have one last question for you though. I'm sure a lot of guys right now are looking and saying, wow, this girl is ravishing and she's beautiful. Are you taken, Miss Deaf Zimbabwe?
When the other hearing boys, they ask for me, hi. But later they discover that I'm a deaf, so it's difficult to communicate. I leave them and proceed with my journey. But the other deaf guys, they know sign language.
Okay.
They
but-
ask me out, but I don't have one.
Okay, but then you should take time to teach the the guys that actually, don't understand sign language. Maybe, they will actually be interested in learning, and your future husband could be amongst them.
Maybe I'll teach others, but
Yeah, you should give it a try. So Kuda, tell me, do you have any last words for young people out there? People that are actually motivated by what you did and people that are inspired by what you did. What are your last words?
Firstly, I want people to pray that they learn sign language and they know how to communicate. If you come, I'm also free to teach you, and I want everybody to learn sign language.
Okay, so let's do something simple like thank you and goodbye. How do I say that? Like, can you teach me how to do it right now? Thank you. Okay. Welcome. So there's thank you and welcome. That's happy. Oh, okay. So thank you and welcome and happy. Okay, well, thank you so much. We had so much fun today, didn't we, Kuda? Thank you for coming to the show. Well, thank you so much to Kuda for coming to the show. And thank you to all our viewers. Now you can reach us on www.orbitinternational.com. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. See you next time.